Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're here for the match preview for Arsenal's game against Crystal Palace. I've got D from Back of the Nest channel. How are you, my friend?
Yes, I'm good. I'm good. I got a smile on my face. Last time we were speaking, we of course had different manager at Palace, and now it's all going well. So yeah, man, I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll get into that because obviously it has sort of links to obviously Arsenal, as we all know about. But we've also got Luca from This Is Luca's Life. How are you, mate?
Yeah, big up, big up, big up. I'm very, very good. Nice to meet you, D. Nice to meet you, by the way. And good luck for Monday, man. So I'm looking forward to the show, man.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Yeah, I'd like to wish him luck, but like I don't want him to wish him luck because I want to win. So so like I'm not going to share the same sentiment. But anyway, so obviously we'll go straight into that actually because you mentioned about having like different managers and that before and that, but obviously now you've got rid of Roy Hodgson, you're now with our Vieira, and do you know what? A lot of people. I mean, I don't know how you probably saw. I would ask you how did you sort of judge at the very start? Did you think this was going to be a good appointment for Palace, or do you think this was going to go sideways? Like a lot of people probably thinking.
Well, no one really knew how it was going to go. Look, Patrick Vieira wasn't our first choice. We had other managers lined up, and for one reason or another, it never just worked out. But when you're looking at it, when he did actually sign on paper, I think everyone was excited because he just opened up a new chapter at Palace, and which we needed because we've been awful for the last, year and a half, 2 years, I'll say. Roy Hodgson was there for 4 years. 2 years was all right, but then the final 2 years, the first 2 years was fine. Final 2 years were just awful. It just didn't feel right. So when Vieira came in, we were all excited by it, and it's just someone different. All the names that we've had so far at Palace, apart from Frank de Boer, we've had the Sam Allardyce, we've had the Tony Pulis, we've had Alan Potter, we've had all of them. So we're just excited to have a new approach, and really, it was the players as well. We backed Patrick Vieira. We knew that he was going to get the backing as well because it was he plays different type of football to Roy Hodgson. So we understood that when he was joining the club, that means that we were also going to back him financially, which we did do. So I think many of the Palace fans were excited by it when he first signed on. Right now, we're loving life as it is. I know it's only like 6 games or whatever it is, but it is just so much better than what we've had with Roy Hodgson.
Oh, of course. I mean, I think it was getting to the point where it was just where like where it's sort of, I think with bottom level club the clubs at the bottom of the league, sorry, where they have a sort of manager that is good at the start and like the first couple of years it's good, and then it sort of the relationship goes stale with the club and the manager, and I think that's what was happening. I think it was all right keeping you in the league, but it wasn't really going anywhere. It wasn't sort of progressing you forward or anything. So, like, and as you said, like, Vieira is going to be a completely new approach and a new way of thinking. But how did you expect it to be as good as it is right now, or did you think it was going to be like did you actually think it was going to be this good, or do you actually think it was going to be a lot tougher than?
No way. No way that I think it was going to be this good this early. Because when you look at some of the games that we played Chelsea, we played Liverpool, we played West Ham, and we've only played 6 games this season. Who else have we played? Brentford, who have been decent, which you guys know as well. We've also played Leicester. Like, we've played some very good teams, and you're talking about a new manager, you're talking about a new Palace side, you're talking about a new philosophy. What Patrick Vieira has done in a short span of time, I think, is very, very underrated. We all know that football isn't just the case of, you bring a new place, you bring a new manager, everything clicks so well. We changed from one side. We were literally on one spectrum with Roy Hodgson, all the way down the left, just defensively. We weren't trying to attack, to Patrick Vieira, who actually wants to win games. And he managed to change the whole mentality at the club so quickly. And it's just like, how? Normally it takes a bit of time. I was thinking it's going to take him, at least half a season to a season to implement his ideas, because I know that he's going to try with new players. He's going to also bring in his, there's going to be the players at the club who have to get used to his style of football. But the fact that he's done it so quick is very underrated. People are talking about Vieira under Palace being more exciting. Yes, I get that. But the time he's done it in is ridiculous, and he ain't normal.
Yeah, of course. It's not normal. I think the way he's come in and sort of got things together, and like he already sort of here's the great thing. He knows what he wants. He knows the style of play he wants. He knows how to get the best out of his players. Right now, there's a certain manager at a certain club that I know, or a certain club I know very, 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 very well, that has got a manager who can't get the best out of his players, doesn't know what formation he's playing, doesn't know his best 11. It wouldn't be a club playing in red and white with it. It wouldn't have a
we got the right legend. We got the right former Arsenal player.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. We got the correct one.
We've got James's legends, not like you're stealing our legend. Right? It's like you're taking Ian Wright. It's like you've got Ian Wright, and what we need to do is buy Ian Wright off again. So, but
you had the option to bring him in, and I think Patrick Vieira has been disrespected before he joined Palace. People are talking about Vieira, what he's done at in France and what he's done in New York City. But all right, let's look at New York City. He improved them season on season. With France, when he took over the club, he finished better than the previous manager that we were linked with and is currently linked with further. Like, he's a underrated manager. I'm not saying he's a world class already, because we're gonna have bad patches, and let's see how he handles them patches, because a manager has to go through the goods and the bads, and I understand that, and it's too early to judge him. But he's been decent so far, and lots of neutrals wrote him up as soon as he joined Palace, and I don't get why, because I'll be honest, not many Palace fans watch.
Some people are saying you're getting relegated.
Exactly, but how can you say that when you haven't watched a side under?
They're not going to get relegated.
But we might. I don't think we'll get relegated. But let's say we didn't even get relegated. How can he make that judgment based on apart from the fact that he hasn't managed in the Premier League? People don't know Patrick Vieira. We didn't know Patrick Vieira as a manager as well. Majority of the Palace fans, because hardly anyone really watched New York City or French football when he was with Nice. So people making these judgments based on nothing. Just absolutely nothing. And that's what annoyed me the most. Just give him time. He might be the biggest flop that we've had. But you can't say that when he hasn't even had a 1 day in charge. Like, let the man breathe.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you've got to let him have a chance to have the first 10 games, especially as well. Luca, how do you find Vieira in a minute as a manager?
To be honest, I've known Vieira as a player, and obviously what he achieved at Arsenal was absolutely brilliant. And what I like about Vieira at Crystal Palace, I like his philosophy. I like the style of play. And that game, when you beat Spurs, was absolutely amazing. And the way Vieira knows what it means, and not just to beat Tottenham, but the style when you got in. And I like what he does at Crystal Palace. This is probably okay, you've not obviously got the best results all the time, but this is it doesn't matter about the results, it matters about the style. What style is he actually bringing? And okay, Vieira's experience as a manager, it might not have actually worked out to plan like New York and Nice and that, but he knows the Premier League. He knows what it is. He knows the physical. He's played it. He's done it, and he's won trophies at Arsenal. But Vieira, what I like about the style is players like Conor Gallagher and all them, and it's going to be a massive threat on Monday night. And Palace have got a very good record at the Emirates. We haven't beaten Palace at the Emirates since the 2017-18 season, and it's going to be a really, really difficult game. I like what Vieira's doing, and I wouldn't be surprised if he puts in a masterclass. So I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing.
We'll get onto the game in a minute. I mean, it's the thing I want to say with, first of all, this is not saying I want him over. If you pick the two, if I had to choose one at the two, and I couldn't have anyone else, I'd pick Vieira. Okay, right? But this is no way saying I want him in. I don't, because I want a manager that has no affiliation to the club. So if you're not doing well, bye, God, missing you already, right? Because this guy we've got in now, right? We've had him for 4 years, and everyone's we had him for 4 years as a player, and everyone's treating him like he's God, like he's, oh, let me kiss your feet. Oh my God, like they've got some sort of fetish over him. I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know how he gets this loyalty. And for me, if that's bad with him, imagine what it would be like with Vieira, who is actually a legend, an invincible. It would be impossible to get rid of him if it went wrong. And to be honest, I'd be killing myself to try and go against him for the good of the club, but I would have to, because in the end the club's bigger than the player. So,
yeah.
But
when you're looking at what's happening with Arsenal, though, don't you look at the board as well? Like, the reason why Arteta's like that is because of the ownership above him. They allow him to be like that. And it shows. I think, I'll be honest with you. Look, Arteta ain't the greatest manager. Yeah, Arteta ain't the greatest manager.
It's a lack of ambition off the top. The reason he's in there is because of the lack of ambition from the top. Right? They knew it was a cheaper option. They knew it was the easy option. That's why they put him in there. Right? So there's as much as they say, oh, we spent 150 mil. Yeah, mate. But when's the owner actually pulled out some of his dosh? Like, you see, it's like, I'm gonna give you one example. What he did this season, you see that? Look, I've spent more on Arsenal than what he has. See that? I could spend that, and that'd be more than what he spent. Right? And it'd actually do some good, because I wouldn't spend it. Right? You just have to buy a shirt, and you would spend more. Right? And by the way, before anyone says it, yes, it's the new Arsenal shirt. And again, yes, it was on eBay. So, I did put money in the club. So
you're investing more than owners. But yeah, even like your summer business, I don't really get it. You managed to bring in some decent players, but they all squad play. Like, I don't.
It's a change of. No,
I don't really get it.
But here's the thing that this has baffled everyone, right? Right, and these are the Arteta-sexuals, we call them, right? They've decided it's now no longer trust the process. It's now Project Youth. We've we've got rid of the likes of getting David Luiz or Willian or any experienced players like that. We're now going for completely youthful players, right? Like Lokonga. And as the excuse came out with the Edu was, we don't need anyone in that midfield because we got Partey and Xhaka. We just need Lokonga to help him. And I'm sitting there like that, and you want to, and these guys and these Arteta fans, because they love him so much, are sitting there like, well, you know what I mean? It's they believe anything that the board comes out with. So if the board comes out with it's completely from trust the process to Project Youth, they'll believe it and said, oh, it's a new way of thinking. And I'm like, yeah, but that means the trust the process that you tell us to keep doing obviously hasn't worked.
I don't blame you guys. It's a bit confusing what's going on right now about Arsenal. As you said,
Einstein couldn't work it out.
Yeah, the fan base is really split. It's the owners, it's the manager. If the manager goes, will the same thing happen? Or is the manager not back? Like, there's so many questions there. And that's why right now, as a Palace fan, just watching it, I'll be honest, I'm loving it. I'm loving it right now, because we've got a bit of stability. You're looking at a club like Arsenal, it's like, what on earth is going on?
Yeah, get the popcorn out,
Exactly.
Popcorn settings, yeah. I'll just go for some comments. Nick Gusset playing Palace playing the best footy for years. I also saw LT Nation is here to back D, as I'm a Palace fan as well. Big up. He's all right. Like, he can give it large, because like he's better than probably what Arsenal are doing right now. He's like the untouchables. I agree, Stephen. He has signed that not. Yeah, I know. Stephen, you're still buying, man. We could agree to this. Yeah, but I didn't put it in the club though. But you know what I mean. So like it's his fault if he wanted to buy it in the first place. So like a difference between Arteta and Vieira is. Patrick Vieira has a vision that players have bought into. Watching the great training ground vids, massive respect for him from the players. That's the thing, is that he commands respect through what he's achieved. So he's achieved an unbeaten season with the league. He's achieved a double. He's done there and won those things.
He's a legend.
Right? Yeah. So he's one of the greatest midfielders to ever grace the Premier League. So so of course he's going to command respect. Right? Arteta has done 2 FA Cups against an Arsenal team that, let's be honest, was falling apart. Let's be honest. So that's not going to give you any sort. You've probably got players there like sitting there saying, "I've done more than him." Right? What's this guy on about? You know what I mean? It's like your manager at work who's got less qualifications at you, and I'm like, why am I listening to you? You ain't got the qualifications I've got. About this job. I've got more qualifications on this job than you have. Why am I listening to you? You know what I mean?
I hear you. But that goes down to look. Everyone knew this when he came into the job. He came into the job because he's been under Pep, and possibly, I don't know why. Maybe in his interview he done well. I'm not too sure exactly. I can't remember who the other candidates were, but he came into the job because he was under Pep. He was already played for Arsenal, and it seemed like he'll be. Not a yes. I don't know if he's a yes man. You know better than me, but he'll be just easier to control because you're giving him this opportunity that he wouldn't have probably got if it wasn't for Arsenal. I don't think he would have got a Premier League opportunity. I don't know who else would. I don't think Palace would have went for him, in all honesty, because he hasn't got any credentials apart from Pep's second man. And just, of course, he's had a long career, but yeah. So I feel like you guys picked him on purpose, and not you as the fans, but the ownership, because this is what they wanted. They wanted a man who could come in there and you can easily say to him, all right, this is how we're doing it. You either stick by our routine and just, be happy with the players that we bring in, or you can easily go. And what can Arteta say? Arteta can't say anything.
Yeah.
What can you say? You ain't the man right now because you just joined this. You just got this job based on what? That you've been in good assistant. Like, that's the thing. I feel like your owners knew what they were doing when they brought in Arteta as well. They're cheeky with it.
Do you know what they also saw? They also saw what's happening with Ollie. They're like, "Oh, that's a good idea."
But Ollie's managing though. Ollie,
but Ollie's Ollie's a bigger legend than what Arteta is to Arsenal. So like if Arteta went to Everton and James, he's not going to Everton. I don't wish him on. He's that bad. I actually don't wish him upon anyone. Maybe Tottenham, but that's about it.
I don't know if they will. To be fair, they might right now take Arteta, but yeah, that must be a good question to ask a Tottenham fan right now. Would you rather keep?
They've gone from Nuno in to Nuno out like that. Like it's mad. Like, but thanks for the 3-1 again, guys. It does help. Patrick Vieira has a hero card on FIFA. There you go. That says it all. Does Arteta have that? No, he doesn't. That Arteta, that like he doesn't. He wasn't mentioned in the next FIFA at all. Right, that's the thing. Right, Vieira comes back as a legend in the latest FIFA game. Right, when he retired, 8 years, 10 years ago. Right. Arteta, as soon as he's left, he's gone out straight.
Yeah, he's just one of the players. They just retired. But I don't know. Maybe if he leaves Arsenal, if he gets another job, maybe it's hard to tell. Right now, at Arsenal, he hasn't worked out for him. But there's certain managers that in different environments they flourish. Like he might not be successful at Arsenal, but then he might go somewhere. We did talk about Everton, but I doubt he'll go Everton. But let's say he went Everton. It might be a case of he might succeed at Everton. You just don't know. It just depends on the whole environment.
Because at the minute, the way if he has a style of playing that and which he doesn't, he's too stubborn in his ways. He's so stubborn and it's like that. This is how I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna live by or die by it. And at the moment, he's dying by it, and it's not doing us any good, right? Now, people might want to say, yeah, he's one manager of the month. Yeah, well, obviously, FA, we must have bought out FA and told him to give him we must have told him to give him an award Give him something
Well,
to play for because he ain't
if
gonna
you
win
guys-
anything, and he needs his job desperately. So give him something to feel happy about. Right? You know
what
what I
was
mean?
it? Burnley, and Norwich.
We can only
No,
score a free kick
yeah,
against
Burnley and
Burnley.
Norwich. Yeah, that's it.
we can only score a free
kick.
kick. No, we can only score a free kick against Burnley. We just about scored against Norwich, and they nearly scored against us. Just should have scored 2 probably. Right. Same with Burnley, and also we played 1 good game against Spurs, who, let's be honest, they didn't turn up. As much as we played well, they didn't turn up. Right. They never
we beat Spurs 3-0. Look, to be fair, we haven't been bad this season, so beating Spurs 3-0 ain't. If we beat them last season 3-0, then I would have said, "Wow, like we beat Spurs 3-0."
Even though I was getting battered, I was watching Match of the Day for that one. Yeah,
yeah, like beating Spurs. I think the last 3 games, I can't remember the last result, but before that, the last 3 games, they basically lost 3-0. So beating Spurs ain't a great achievement. But
but this is the thing. All the Arsenal fans that want him in have now gone, "Oh my God, we beat Spurs! Whoa!" And I'm like,
I love it though. I love it. If that's the case, then if you guys are happy beating Spurs, to be fair, you should be. It's like us beating Brighton. I don't care how bad Brighton are doing. You beat. End of the day, when you beat Spurs, you beat Spurs, and you're gonna have a massive boost around the club. But I'll be real.
That's not on.
I wasn't surprised that you guys. I wasn't surprised about the Brighton game because the results that you got: Spurs, Burnley, who's been struggling this season, and then Norwich. Like, with all due respect, they look like they're already down. If you don't beat them clubs, then you don't even get on a team bus. Just go and get the train back home. Yeah. And just because you beat them teams, it doesn't mean that everything turned around. But I think the majority of the sensible Arsenal fans already know that. Of course, some people did get carried away saying, "Oh, wait, we won 3 games. Are we back now?" Nah, it's not going to happen like that. Maybe the morale improves and the performance improves like that, but I very much doubt it.
Do you know what I saw? Do you know what I saw? Is after the first 3 games, we saw a bunch of fans. I mean, what I saw on Twitter was a bunch of fans. Some of them were actually YouTubers as well. That went, "I'm going Arteta out now after the first 3 games." Okay, it took you that long to convince you need to be Arteta out, but okay, fine, you Arteta out then, right? Then after the next 3 games, and especially after the Spurs game, they've now come on Twitter and gone, and these are YouTubers, by the way, right? With a big enough account, bigger than mine. Let's just say, and they're just gone, "Oh, maybe I turned Arteta out too." And by the way, they're also gone bigger channels in this. But they're gone, "Oh, maybe I turned Arteta out too soon," and I'm like,
"Jeez, yeah."
So what you've done is you've jumped on the Arteta out bandwagon because after the first 3 games, everyone was going Arteta out after getting spanked by Chelsea and Man City. Now we've won the first 3 games and now we've beaten Spurs. We've got this rush of a good feeling and we're now going to go back Arteta in because we beat Spurs. You've now gone, "Let's go with the wave," in case I look like an idiot. Well, you look like an idiot already because what you're doing is you're flip-flopping left, right and centre.
I don't know. I love it though. I love it. Keep it going. Whatever's going on, keep it going. If you guys are Arteta in, then let it be Arteta in. I'll just say this: I'm excited about the game. I really am. And
to the game
5 months ago. Let's just say that there's a real buzz around the team. And you know what? The only 2 teams that we've lost against this season, one of them is the champions of Europe, Chelsea. That was the first game under Patrick Vieira, and he did seem a bit nervous in that game with his tactics. And then the second game was against Liverpool away from home at Anfield. So we've only lost against Chelsea and Liverpool this season. And what Vieira has as his approach is that I don't care what team you are, we are going to press you. Even in a Liverpool game, we lost 3-0, but Jurgen Klopp said... Sorry.
Do you think, though, do you think like the Vieira back at the Emirates, is that going to be a sort of a factor in that for you? Because it's a big thing probably for Vieira to come back to Arsenal after so many years.
It is, but he's going to be excited. He wants to win that game. If you're Patrick Vieira, you want to go to the Emirates and you want to win that game. And I think the players are going to be up for it as well. As Nick said it, look, we at the football club, when you look at all the training videos, when you look at what the players are saying after the game, just look at our last game. We was losing 2-0 to Leicester. Leicester haven't been great this season. I get that, but we came back from 2-0 down at halftime. Vieira made some changes. We came back and he added the belief and we drew that game 2-2. 5 months ago, that game would have ended at least 3-0. We would have had another shot on target in the second half. We would have already admitted we would have said, all right, we lost. It's 2-0, we lost. But Vieira has that influence on the squad. Even if you guys are 1-0 up at the Emirates on the week on Monday night,
it's not over.
I'm going there, but it's not over. It's not over based on West Ham game away from home. They scored a goal, then we didn't quit back. We scored a goal. We always, no matter what's going on in the game, we are in it.
Well, he's got that mentality. He's got that mentality. Invincibles. It's that mentality he had at Invincibles.
Exactly. We're looking forward to the game now because with that mentality, he's not going to be looking at Arsenal as, we're away from home, let's get a point. Every single game that we've gone into so far this season, and we've played quality sides, we've approached it with, we need to go and win. Yes, we've lost 3-0 against Chelsea, and we also lost against Liverpool as well. But I wasn't upset about it, and majority of the Palace fans weren't as well, because we tried. And we're going to go out there, try and press you guys as well. And I think, in a way, some Arsenal fans might be in for a shock if you haven't already watched Palace this season, because it's a completely different side, and we're going to be trying to be on the front.
I'm fearing the worst, because anyone with a style of play, or will fight, or has a team that fights, we're going to get undone, because the Arteta can't get past anyone that can do that. Brighton proves it straight away. As soon as we played Brighton, who have fought in that game, who outplayed us in that game, because they have a style of play, that's immediately went downhill. Tony says the only style you're gonna see from Arteta is his hair and his clothes. Won't see anything on field, that's for certain. I couldn't agree more. Mikel Arteta. Oh, here we go. You see, you'll get accounts like this that like to just live off Arteta's little wins.
The next Pep.
Yeah, the next Pep. You know what I mean? Honestly,
that's fine.
Do smash the like and subscribe anyway. But there you go, Stephen. You shouldn't focus only on Mikel. There's a lot of problems in the club, bigger problems. Yeah, but he's definitely one of them. We are improving under Mikel. Said, where did we finish the last 2 seasons? And what have we done? Oh yeah. And we're out of Europe, aren't we? So okay, we're really improving, right? And also, we've conceded 9 goals in the first 3 games. Yeah, that's really improvement, right? I don't think we did that last season. So, but you keep believing it. But is the match taking place? It'd be at the Emirates. It's at the Emirates. Arteta is a curse to Arsenal. Yes. Will soon be the manager of Crystal Palace. I don't think Crystal. No.
I don't think he will. I'll tell you that. I don't
think Arteta's like clinging on to his job, because he knows once it's gone, he's not getting another one. He's not. I don't think anyone in the world is going to take him.
Arteta's stuck at Arsenal. I don't think he's coming to Palace. We're happy with who we got right now.
Right. That's the. Mikel Arteta and the next Pep, mate. That should tell you everything you need to know. Like, if Crystal Palace don't want him, what does that tell you? We all know, because of 4 back-to-back wins, Arsenal fans were like, "Oh yeah, the Arsenal are back." That's it. It only takes 3 games, and then Arsenal are back again. You know what I mean? Batshuayi or Ayew? I'll give that to you. Batshuayi or Ayew?
Oh, jeez, I don't want to even talk about Ayew. I'll be real. Jeez, what a question. That is a question and a half. I'll go with Jordan Ayew, because the season, I think it was like 2 seasons ago, he did save us. I know we only scored 31 goals that season, and 9 or 8 of them were by Ayew. But if you're talking about Monday night, if Ayew starting, I'm actually I can't do. He can't start. Like, Olise needs to start, and Olise, when he came on against Leicester as well, he scored a goal straight away. He had a massive influence. But yeah, that's a question and a half. Whoever that was, Tim, shout out to you.
Yeah. Him and Angel, big up, guys. 2-0 to Arsenal. 2-0 to Arsenal. We ain't keeping a clean sheet. As much as I like Ramsdale, it's not gonna be Ramsdale's fault, by the way. Right? Like, and do you know what's funny is that everyone's been going mad about like Ramsdale when we signed him. Right now, all of a sudden, after like as soon as we put him in the lineup, the 3 games we put him in, like we're now saying he's like oh, he's so much better. We need to keep him. Like he's an absolutely brilliant signing, and probably a lot of them people are probably the people that's like were having a go at him, like and attacking him personally for signing the club in the first place. And I'm like, well, that'll teach you, won't it? So there you go. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, going forward to the game, what do you think? How do you feel the game's going to go in your sense?
I don't think it's going to be an easy game, of course. Like we understand that you look at your last 4 games. Of course, you drew against Brighton, you beat Tottenham. I think it's Norwich and Burnley. Them games, personally, I'm not trying to sound cocky. Them games don't really scare me. With the players that you beat Norwich 1-0 and beating Burnley as well, considering how they started the season, and beating Tottenham, we faced Tottenham as well. It's one of the things where it should have happened. It needs to happen for a club like Arsenal, even if Arteta's there. And I think the game that I was looking at is the Brighton game, because we played them recently as well, and we were literally all over them. And they got absolutely lucky in the 95th minute and scored 1 goal. So I didn't actually watch that game against Brighton, but I heard some Arsenal fans were frustrated about it. So it seemed like you went to your old ways in a way. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. So as a result, I'm not really that scared about it. I don't think it'll be like a 2-0 Arsenal win. But I think you guys can still win the game. Like we're not world beaters by any means. But personally, I feel like we've got a chance as well. I think this is the best chance that we've had to win at the Emirates for a very long time. And I've not been this confident in the Palace side for a very long time.
How do you feel, though? Like, how do you feel like Vieira will sort of take the game and approach the game? Do you feel like that? And how do you think you'd be able to exploit Arsenal's weak points? Because Arsenal's weak points is their midfield. So, how do you feel about it? How do you feel that will you be able to expose our midfield? And before you go, I just want to big shout out to Solo for the Man United Agenda. Obviously, go and make sure you subscribe to them. The Man United Agenda, Arsenal Alex as well. Big up to see you as well. Big up me. Arsenal to win. Sadly, I cannot see it happening at all. That's the position as well. And what position is Olise, the new player?
Right way. So he played out on the wing when he came on against Leicester. When he has played, he's been out on the right hand side. So if he does start, which he should start, if he doesn't start, I am going to be very annoyed. It should be on the right hand side.
Yeah, okay. By the way, we might also, and before you also mention as well, I forgot to mention as well. It's as I said, every month we do a prize giveaway, like every month. So, and this is for Arsenal fans exclusive. So, if you're not an Arsenal fan, then sorry, you won't want this shirt. So, we do last month it was the Man United replica shirt with Bruno Fernandes on the back, I believe it was. And I still got to auction that off actually. So, because the winner won it and he wanted it to auction off for charity. So, so to get more people to come in and obviously to help raise more money to charity that way, we do a prize giveaway, and we've got new away shirt with there's only one person. It's Bukayo Saka. Right, Bukayo Saka's on the back. Right, you're very lucky because I was tempted to keep it for myself, but I've got another. I had a match tight one, and I had this one come through the post, and I was like, do I have this one which is not match tight, or do I have the match tight one? I was like, I want the match tight one. So there you go. So by the way, that was not bought off Arsenal.com. So again, it was
just making
eBay.
sure it wasn't. Yeah.
It was eBay. It was eBay.
It was eBay.
It was eBay. I've got the receipts. I've got receipts, so I've got evidence. So yeah, but brand new shirt, and you don't even have to spend anything on the club to go get it. So you don't have to put money in Conky's pocket either. So there you go. So make sure you go and it's simple as this. How do you enter? You just tune in, watch the streams, message in the chat. The more times you message in the chat, the more chances of me being able to pick you out at random in the chat to as a winner. So, and that's between now and the 24th of August, and that is to every Arsenal show we do, not all shows, but every Arsenal content show that we do. So whether it's watch alongs, previews, and God knows what. So yeah, just go for that. Police will beat you. It's very cool. Chuck the shit. Why would I want to do that, Dan? I mean, I'd do something worse to yours. I'd chuck it down the toilet seat, shove it down there for a bit, wipe my arse on it, and then set it on fire. And that's what I do with yours. But there you go. He's a Tottenham fan, by the way.
He's a Tottenham fan.
Yeah. Hence why I was saying that. Could we see you with your? No, you're not seeing that either. Right? You can get Luca too, because I've got the evidence. I've got a video. I've got the clip of him singing like a Man United song. So there we are. But there you go. Don't ask. But yes. Yeah, like I said, Vieira, how do you think you'd be able to exploit what was Arsenal's biggest weakness, which is our midfield?
I think our midfield is very strong this year. People have been talking about Conor Gallagher in the chat already. If you've been watching Back of the Nest, you'll know, or be following me on Twitter, you would know how much I love Conor Gallagher. I think he is. I can't describe how I describe Conor Gallagher is that he's Conor Gallagher. He can literally do whatever. He can run back, defend. He can go. He's composed on the ball. He can pass. He can do everything. Conor Gallagher's been brilliant for us. He's got James McArthur there. He's got. I don't get how this guy runs around at that age. He's going to be massive for us. And you got Luca. So I think we can exploit Arsenal in that terms, and we can exploit Arsenal in our pressing as well. I feel like you won't have much time on the ball as you normally would do against clubs like Palace. Because I guess most teams, when they go to the Emirates, they just sit back. And I don't expect that to happen when we do face you guys. So I think we'll exploit you in the midfield, as you said. That's potential area to exploit. I'm not going to say we will exploit you. That's a potential area. We've got strength there. And also with our pressing, making you uncomfortable on the ball.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing is get at us. If you get at us in our faces, we won't want that. If you saw what Tottenham did, they weren't in it at all. They let us have all the space in the world. Whereas we when we played Brighton, we struggled because they were at us. They were at us in our faces, pressing us. Right, we couldn't square a pass together. So, and that's the thing. And what was more worrying is that we had Partey and Lokonga, which we thought would have been good enough, especially had no Basuma in there. And yes, Lallana's done a job there, but I'm sorry, with Partey and Lokonga, we should have been dominating the midfield. And the fact we didn't, that again sounds massive problems. And don't forget what I said earlier in the show is that we have a director of football saying that Xhaka and Partey is good enough with Lokonga as support. And we can't now even defend with not even a full strength Brighton midfield. Right. Yes. So, but these Arteta fans still want to believe in the Project Youth and the project they want to put out. So let them get on with it. I have a question for D. What does he think of the player Elise? If I have said that wrong, I do.
Elise, yeah. That is another player that is under the radar. I'm telling you that before he joined us, he was linked with the likes of Bayern. So you can already tell that he's got a talent there. And whenever he's played, he actually hasn't started a game for us this season in the Premier League. He's come on as a substitute. But whenever he's come on as a substitute, the guy on the ball is just ridiculous. He is so composed. He plays the game at his own pace. He's one of them players that doesn't rush it. He just does what he needs to do. And playing out wide, he can cut in. He can, cross the ball. He scored a goal as well. He can get into the box if he needs to. I think he's a player. If you're talking about young players to watch out for, if you're talking about underrated young players, because there's young players like Saka that we talk about, Greenwood, but one underrated young player that when he gets consistent game time that people are 100% going to be talking about is him. Trust me, he is a baller and a half, and he's going to be fantastic for us. I don't get how we got him for that cheap, and I'm looking forward to it because he should be starting on Monday based on the 2 appearances made off the bench and plus the Leicester game as well, where he scored coming off the bench. So he should be starting on Monday, and I think you guys will see his talent. And hopefully the pressure doesn't get to him. So far, he hasn't. He's come on against Liverpool at Anfield. I forgot the other game. It might have been Chelsea. I'm not too. No, I don't think it was Chelsea. I can't remember, anyways. But he's come on at some big games. So I don't think the pressure will get to him. And if the pressure doesn't, and if he plays like he has been so far, oh my, I'm looking forward to it. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah. But by the way, if people don't know, I also like that the reason I probably noticed maybe Palace a little bit more is that I don't know if I mentioned it, but in the last preview, my mom's fiance is a Palace fan, and
Yeah.
let's just say is that like this, I think into this season he was happy. I think he was more just happy with the way things were, but now this season, I remember when Vieira came in, he was like, "Oh God," he was dreading it. He was absolutely dreading it, and now he's like, he's playing football on the floor. He's playing
We're playing football.
Yeah,
we're playing football. We're playing
yeah,
football.
he said he's playing football, and he's like, it's working. What's going wrong? And like, what? Like, it's not supposed to work. He's using that, and I'm like, I told you. But
you know what it is? Maybe with you guys as well, it's the same thing where people, there were some certain fans, I think it's a minority, but they were saying, well, Roy Hodgson doing the best he can do. We can't do any better than this. And yes, we did bring in a lot of players, but the players that you got in your squad, they're only as good as the manager makes them as well.
Yeah.
I think a manager has a huge influence on the squad. So
of course he
some
does.
of the players that you got in the squad, they might be worse off if Arteta leaves, but some of them might be better as well. So what Vieira's done is that he's come in and he's put belief in his players. As I said, with the comebacks that we've had against West Ham and against Leicester, that shows the mentality first and foremost. Second of all, yes, we have strength in the squad, but there's some players right now that are just... We talk about training videos like it's everything, but you just look at the whole mood around. These players believe that they can play football. They get frustrated when we do concede a goal. They get frustrated.
But look at Moyes though. Look at Moyes with his West Ham side. Look what he's managed to get out of them. Like in what he got out of them last season. It's the same thing. So he was all like that. And everyone could sit there and then say, like everyone will categorically sit there and say Arsenal on paper have a better squad than West Ham. But then we don't go up and into Europe, yet they do because the manager has an impact. So that's why people say like there are bigger problems at the club. Yes, there are loads of bigger problems in Arsenal, but the main problem we need to deal with right now is with the money. Is that one of the main problems? But still, it doesn't, just because there are bigger problems with Arsenal doesn't mean we shouldn't be dealing with the problem that happens that contributes to what happens on the pitch, which is the main contributor on the pitch, which is the manager. So it doesn't mean you have to then look away and say, oh, we need to look away and focus on that. No, you still deal with that problem. So because otherwise we're just going to fall further and further. Zaha always plays well against Arsenal. I think he will go in to see another Zaha show he did to use at the Emirates in 2019. That was because Emery decided to play like the weakest side I've ever seen. I went to that game and I'm like, what the is he doing? Like, what is this brainless idiot doing? I'm sitting there and I'm like, what? Like, and I'm like, no wonder we lost 3-2. And he's sitting there like trying to get goals back, and I'm like, well, that serves you right, didn't it? But there you go. No worries. Palace have an aging squad. Good to see their signs of good young players. That's the thing. Is that what he seems to be doing there as well, because obviously he's got to transition that and everything. But he seems to be doing that quite well. So, yeah. But yeah, predictions. What are you? Sorry, I forgot one more question as well. Is Eze fully fit for this game?
No, he's not fully fit. He came back group training on Saturday, so he's been out for a long time. He's had an Achilles injury, and if you guys know about it, it's one of the worst injuries you can have in football. But he's back training with the football back on his feet, which is good. He was training individually. He's back with the guys, but I doubt the club risks him for this game. I think it'll take a couple of weeks before he's fully fit and ready to start.
Big up, Nuri. Hope you're well. By the way, mate, how's Nuno doing, man? What happened? Was it 3-1? I remember.
Oh yeah, it was 3-1, innit? It wasn't even 3-0. I forgot about that.
3-1.
You can see the goal. Yeah,
we felt sorry for him, so we let him have a goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure to smash the like. Yeah, score predictions. What are we doing? Score predictions.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna go with. I'm confident. I've been confident throughout the show, so let's just stick by it. 2-1 Palace. Let's go 2-1 Palace. I think we'll be excited about this game. We had a little break, the international break. So the players had a rest, and some players, of course, have been on international duty as well. So they've been in different environments. So I feel like we're all refreshed, ready to go. Leicester game, the comeback. People are buzzing from that as well. So in this game, yeah, I'm going for 2-1 Palace win. Let's do it, man.
Oh, he's going for it. Who the hell is Nuno, bruv? You're talking about Noggsman. Oh, no. So, I know he's a Bayern fan. He's a Bayern fan, but he has links with Tottenham, but he's a Bayern fan mostly. But I do joke him it sometimes. But he is a Bayern fan. But Noggsman's doing well though. He's doing well. Oh man, I heard sorry to hear. I hope you get better real soon. Thank you for Tanzim, by the way. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sure he does. But I'm gonna go with. Oh God, I want to say
you look like you're dreading it.
I know. So a part of me wants to say 2-1, but then part of me wants to say 1-1. It's just like.
I'll take a 1-1.
I
don't know if you guys will. I guess.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. Arteta. If it's a really tough game, they'll go, well, it's a tough game against a tough opposition. You know what I mean? So just because we have this, but it's all about the taking part. You know, like this political correctness sort of rubbish. You know what I mean? Yeah, not this winners thing, but yeah. I'd say, 2 on. I'll go 2 on Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah, but I'm not confident. Yeah. I'm not confident.
Individual errors cost us in the last game. You never know. If we've been solid defensively pretty much throughout the season, but it's just individual errors. So if individual errors happen to cost us again, then I think it's a possibility. That's how Leicester scored 2 goals. We were absolutely dominating them, and then they just had 2 chances by us just giving away the ball in dumb positions. And they managed to score like that. So I think it's realistic. 2-1 both sides. I think it could happen. I think both teams will score on the day. But yeah, it's about who scores the most, really.
Yeah, 2-1 Arsenal. I'm going for it. Like I said, I'm going 2-1 Arsenal, but I'm not confident. Let's put it that way. 1-1, but I won't be surprised if Vieira gets the win for Palace. Yeah, and then everyone will start saying, Vieira in for Arsenal, probably. Right, that'll be the next thing coming at you, some Arsenal fans, but there you go. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, anyway, we're going to wrap it up there. Thanks to everyone that's tuned in as usual. All my regulars as usual. Big up everyone that's tuned in from obviously Dee's channel as well. Appreciate having you on. Dee, thanks for coming on as usual. And yeah, where can I find you, mate?
Back of the Nest YouTube channel, Crystal Palace fan channel. Talk about lots of things, of course. Talk about lots of Patrick Vieira stuff, Conor Gallagher stuff. But right now we're having a good time at Palace. So if you want to come over and see, hear Palace's perspective on things, then head over to Back of the Nest. You can find us on Twitter, all the social platforms, plus YouTube, and you can also find me at the Palace. But yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah,
no worries, man. No worries. Make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe. You, as usual, can find me here. Any channel that wants to have me on and wants me to help out, you know, I'll always jump on and help out if I can. So if you do want me to do so, DM me. DM me if you want to come on this show. I'm sure we can fit you as long as we have others. We do other content for all fans as well, not just so we do let other fans come on, not just Arsenal. And obviously F1 content as well, but that'll move on to its own channel, its own time. Don't forget, you've got the prize, so don't forget, next Arsenal show, make sure you tune in because you can have a chance yourself to win the new Arsenal shirt and also join a membership to support Children's Disease Foundation. But until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we'll be back tomorrow with the match reaction to Arsenal's game tonight, which is the Women's Champions League. So there you go. Until then, take care. Bye bye.